Hello and welcome back to the Metrovol Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are playing right now. I'm playing Jemison Astronautics, this fast advanced trap deck that I've been really enjoying, and I'm playing against Nicolas from Montreal. He's playing Adam. He's been playing Adam for a while. He's a big fan of it. I think that's like the runner he always brings to casual events. And this starting hand is not amazing. So Adam's directives right now, he's going to see the top of R&D, which isn't great for us. He's going to run HQ and trash, so he's going to probably be finding this agenda. We don't have ice to stop it. He doesn't have always be running, so actually rushing behind a single piece of ice will be good. We can get a lot worse of a hand, and this hand is actually pretty good. So we have one ice. We have one ice for R&D to be taxing, we have one ice for HQ, and we have one ice to score behind. So I think we're going to put these on each server, and then just click for credits. I think this ice is, the question is which one's better which? Mouseless on HQ or Veritas on R&D? We're also running one Swordsman, which is really good, because he's definitely playing Overmind. And I don't know which one's good. This one's better to res early game, and I think he's going to run HQ likely. Or actually, he might not even run. We might actually want to just keep one card because he's going to play a Temujin. And the only server we really have to protect is R&D right here. Like, I don't actually care that much. If he trashes our Junebug, go for it. So let's see what we go do here. This deck is definitely running 3 Temujin, so you kind of want to keep a card in hand just to be able to stuff it as soon as you can. Also, we have clarified that we're not going to see Adam's opening hand. That's just not how it works. He's playing Dr. Lovegood, which is interesting. I don't know why you want to play that early unless he's playing a drug dealer right now. Because that's only generally good with always be running. And there you go. So he has always been running, so he's putting the pressure up. Also running last click, which is interesting, but I guess he knows we're not running snare. And he also sees the top card of R&D. Got our Junebug. That's a bummer. And he also got our CVS. So he didn't learn anything about the good cards in hand, but he did make HQ a bunch more pours. He also just drew Career Fair. So now we need 2 ice to stop him from click running through it, which we do have cheap ice. If we draw again, we have a chance of drawing an agenda, but I'm going to take that risk. And that's a corporate town, which is super good against this matchup, so we kind of need to get an agenda as soon as possible just so we can rush this out. I still think we don't want to ice HQ. I'm okay with him running and spending a click and maybe having to trash a corporate town if he hits it. So I'm just going to gamble up, because we want this ice. If he did draw a Temujin, he can now Career Fair Temujin, and we want to be able to stuff that. He used Lovegood to blank Lovegood. So again, find the truth, sees the top of R&D, and we look like we have ice for that. He sees a Lotus Field, and he sees a Veritas, so he knows both of our pieces of ice. He's running here, so this is probably on the top of the deck is an agenda that we're going to lose, and it could even be a 3-pointer, which is a total bummer. We're still going to res this. He can click through parts of it, but 2 of these are going to fire. I imagine we'll probably get the credit, and he'll probably take the tag. Or no, he'll probably take the damage, just so it gives him a free draw. That's not that bad. Oh, breaking the tag? Yeah, that makes sense. And he just lost a brain chip, which you have 3 of them in the deck, and he's going to get paid out for this pretty handsomely. Let's see what you got there. Ah, an Atlas. That's one of our good agendas. And he just drew up a daily cast with a Career Fair. Not too bad. We have this, but we can't actually score it, which kind of sucks. Like, we want another end the run ice. Damn, I wanted that console. That's the time for it. So that's the problem that he had to always be running immediately. So if we ice, like, he doesn't have to click through this ice. So this is going to be a bit of a liability. We need to draw into our Enigma, into our Spiderweb, into our paper, to our, wow, Ice Wall. There's a bunch of things that we could draw that would help us. The other option is just like putting this on HQ and clicking for credit, but that's exactly what we needed. So I'm going to give up on the Temujin thing. It doesn't look like he has it, so we just can't play that right now. And we'll just set up next turn so that we can put Ice Wall, install credit, and we'll just set that up. Veritas is annoying. Like, this is not a great ice. Sorry, it's a good ice, but like this sort of ice, Mouseless and Veritas that have multiple subroutines, is actually pretty taxing against always be running. I guess once you have your E3 up, it's not that bad, but until then. So Nick is choosing to run our archives, and it's good because you see the top card of R&D. And that's not that bad either. We know he has 2 Career Fair and daily casts, so we can kind of predict what his next bit is going to be. He also just drew Temujin, which sucks for us because he's going to have a lot of money now. We don't have a piece of ice, so I still think we rush. 5, 6. Oh, we actually can't afford to do this. So we can put Jackson down and draw up, but I think we want to rush just as fast as possible with this agenda. just so that we can get Corporate Town up, because once we have Corporate Town up, it doesn't matter how much money he has if he doesn't draw his overminds, and that'll be pretty good. So I think we do have to rush. It's a shame we don't have enough money. He might just hit this and jack out, I don't know. But this whole endeavor costs us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 credits, and we're 4 short. So we'll see. Luckily, we can afford to res both of these. He's blanking Always Be Running, so he's going to put Temujin on Archives with the Career Fair, and this is now a card that's like, 19 credits? And he's also seeing the top card of R&D, which is pretty good. But if he's doing that right, he's going to let us have this, which means we're so much closer to the Corporate Town. And he's just going to get money up, so that's okay. We'll trade these. We'll trade these. Now he's 19 credits, which he can't actually use that well. He just drew Aaron Moran, which is 1 turn too late. The question is, like, we could ice Archives up. We could ice Archives up, but I don't think it's actually that impactful. Like, it's probably best that we ice R&D up, so it's harder to get in when he does top deck. I see an agenda at the top, because we are running 3-pointers. But I think if we just score this, it'll be okay. And then we'll get 2 credits from this, so we can actually hedge fund next turn and drop this into the server. Hopefully we draw an agenda. We're not going to draw an agenda, though, because he always sees the top of R&D. And that's kind of a problem. Like, that is R&D locked from Find the Truth, which is kind of hard to get through. But Adam matchups are so interesting. So it looks like he is always going to be running. That's fine for him. So 4 credits, see the top card of R&D. That's a super good click. So I think we're going to throw this on R&D next. Hedge fund. Get a Corporate Town down. And yeah, we just lost another agenda here. Net damage? I think he's going to let us net damage him. Oh, maybe he loses Aaron, so maybe that's bad. But you can't end your turn with a tag. Net, right? Damage, yeah. So he lost his Public Sympathy. And he's going to get a 3-point agenda or something massive up here, so we're in a really bad spot. Oh, just a hostile. Okay, that worked out. He also just drew E3 feedback implants, which is fine. That's honestly fine. So we really need an agenda as soon as possible, just so we can actually, like, do something good when we score the Corporate Town. So I think on our turn we can draw one, hedge fund, ice R&D. Icing Archives, again, doesn't matter that much. So I think we can afford to draw one. No agenda there. That's fine. Let's just get this on R&D. This is also something we can consider to advance or start advancing now. Even we could advance the mouse list. Like, I don't think this deck is running program trashing, just so that we can fast advance with Trick of Light. So again, 4 cards. Or 4 credits, see the top of R&D. That's a super good turn. Purchase Cyberdecks every time we're going to do it. Actually, I don't think we're allowed to purchase Cyberdecks because it doesn't change the game state. So we're technically breaking the rules. And he has 31 credits, which again, if we're running high risk investment, which we are, he can have that money. That's the thing is, like, if we get Corporate Town down and draw our high risk investment somehow, we're going to be able to fast advance it. Aaron's on the table, E3's on the table, so he now can break through multi-sub ice for not much, considering he has 27 credits. We just drew this, which I think is actually time to go. Because he doesn't have an E3. What did he draw? He drew a drug dealer. So I think that's fine, actually, just converting this into this. Like, just to get this Corporate Town down. We'll lose 6 credits, but if we're trash, like, his Always Be Running, he's in a really bad spot. The other option is we can just... He knows we have this, too, so he's going to pivot on HQ. And he can't get into the server. He just can't. Like, he needs to draw a breaker, and we know... I think he has a Career Fair and a drug dealer in his hand. So, like, this doesn't look like a good play, but it's technically a good play, I think. It's basically saying res a Corporate Town, but it doesn't cost an agenda. It only costs the 6 credits on this card, which is kind of a bummer. But so we're going to advance this. We're going to res this. We now remove that from the game. So we do counter 2, 3, and this is why this is so aggressive, right? Now he has to deal with this, and he can't break 2 pieces of ice because he doesn't have his Overmind just yet. And he has to deal with this, or he's in a really bad spot. I guess he did get free card draw. He just drew Armitage Code Busting. With Aaron, he just drew Public Sympathy, so he doesn't have his program just yet. We also got really lucky we hit that Brain Chip, because otherwise he would have been drawing a lot of more free cards. And if he doesn't get this, like, we remove Always Be Running, and now he's in a bad spot because he's relying on E3. He's relying on Always Be Running, and we are playing, what's it called? Swordsman. So you can click through this, but he's not going to get through this guy. It's not going to get through the Loadless Field. It's going to be most of our money, but it's worth it. Totally worth it. That's the cool thing about this deck. Is like, you start removing cards, agendas from the game, and now it's harder to win the game for both sides. It's kind of weird. I'm a big fan of this idea. It just gives you so much choices. So many choices. Thinking. He can click through this, but then he can faceplant into this, and this could be something bad. Just not actually that much bad things, considering like this has to end the run. If it's an archer, like that's not great. I don't like archer so far in stability. He's actually gonna click through it, so he's wasting his turn, which is good. It's his friend Lotus Field again. And he's playing Public Sympathy, and now we get to start and trash something at the beginning of our turn. And I think we're going to trash always be running 100%. Find the Truth is also good trash, but now he actually can't get into servers. And we also got this, which is just the perfect time for this, because it gives us money and gives us another fast advance option. Ooh, baby. We gave him more Aaron tokens, which is kind of a bummer, but I don't know. Maybe we didn't need to do that. I just got a bit excited there. That might not be the right play. I'll admit that. Giving bad pub also to E3 is really rough because it basically says any ice has one less subroutine on it. I guess without always be running, it's not that bad, but he needs to rush into the server, and we're still seeing everything he draws. So Brain Chip, not going to help him that much, considering we can trash Find the Truth. He's putting the Brain Chip down, though. Let's see if we can lock out this Atom, while still fast advancing with Trick of Light, hopefully. Armitage code busting on the table, again, doesn't really matter. And he just drew an Overmind, so we're kind of, like, this is not going to go through. So we actually have to trash something smart here, because this is the last trash we're probably getting with this. So I think we want to trash Find the Truth, because he doesn't have another one in the deck. And he just has his Overmind right now. Okay. So yeah, this one's really important. Aaron Moran is only so good. He's running more Always Be Runnings in the deck, but he only runs one Find the Truth because he started with it. So let's get rid of that. And the Spiderweb on this server is going to be good. He's going to get, like, oh, I guess they only cost 1 token each, which is kind of a bummer. So I think we just set up for fast advance time. We could advance this ice, which is going to make it more annoying for Overmind. Wow, excuse me. But I think that's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. And I think he's just going to pressure servers right now. I think we just click for credit. It's not that exciting, but he's going to definitely put the Overmind down and go for this. His Overmind's going to have a bunch of tokens. This is going to cost 4, 3, 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to get through this. And then we'll just, like, Friends and High Places it back on the last click and res it to Fast Advance. Like, Friends and High Places is now a Fast Advance card. Like, that's super good. And he's spending so much money on this. Like, the fact that Friends and High Places is a Fast Advance card is nuts. If we draw a 2-pointer, we Friends in High Places, get this Corporate Town out. Oh, he has his next one down. Okay. So now Friends in High Places is only so good. I think we want to draw with Jackson. That's probably fine. Let's see. What do we do here? So we can Friends in High Places this back, and he'll have to run it, right? Because he runs the risk of losing his stuff all again. And this is the second Always Be Running, and if this is gone, he's in a really bad spot. We need to trash this somehow, so we gotta play this intelligently. I think we want to draw once, maybe find an agenda. Fuck. After 2-game mental note, play last resource heavy decks versus Andre. I guess we can throw Jackson in this here, and he might be tempted to run it just because if this is an Oberth, he's in a really bad spot. So we can put that in server 1. I guess we want to ice up something. I think putting ice on this server is probably good because he's going to have to run it a bunch. He now has no multi-access besides Turning Wheel, so I think most of the game's actually on this server. So let's ice it up, see if he goes through it. I don't think we'll actually pay to res this, but he'll spend a lot of money. And I guess we'll just put the hedge funds back. We don't actually want to put these back in just because we have 2 Friends in High Places in our hand. And we don't know what he's drawing anymore, so the surprise is over, but I generally know all Nick's decks just because we talk about them a lot. So I'm out of water. God dang it. 4 counters on the Overmind too is actually really taxing. And he's running here. I'm going to res this, right? Like, that's fine. Like, if you want to click through this or you want to pay 1 Overmind counter, either way, it's fine. He probably has another Overmind if he can be that aggressive. Click. So I'm gaining money. I think I'm doing also net damage. Oh, no. Sorry. E3, right? So this is actually not that hard to get through. Maybe we needed to ice this. Unseen card. That's okay. He can only do that 3 more times until he draws his next Overmind. And he is halfway through his deck. A bit less than halfway. Oh, yeah. Drug dealer. Okay. And that's free card draw. What do we got? Okay, we got a paywall implementation. This deck actually probably is running Employee Strike, which is something we definitely have to deal with. I think we can afford to draw up. Okay, that's kind of rough. If we keep this on the table, we can now fast advance this with this, I think. Like install advance. We can forfeit this into this. And then get the employees thing up, which is not bad at all. So I think we just click for credit, use this. I think we put the cyber decks back. Just to, I don't know if we do. No, I don't think we ever want to draw this. Yeah, no, yeah, it's fine. We don't need that. We'll just put this in the server 1. All these cards are really good, actually. I think we throw away the Jackson. And paywall invitation is probably really valuable. I think we're going to throw away another Jackson. No, that seems stupid. But throwing it away at friends is really dumb, too. Ah, fuck. Because they're probably running a current. This deck probably runs a current. This is good. This is really good. I think we throw away to friends, which is a huge bummer. But what can we do? If they don't trash this, like we install advance, forfeit this, get a 3-pointer, and then they have to deal with corporate town again. Cool thing about this is Lovegood works really well with drug dealer because you blanket on your turn and you don't pay the cost. Running HQ here, if we res this, we can't fast advance, so you can get your double access. There's a chance they'll get this 3-pointer here. That would suck. Paywall implementation, please hold on. Jackson, they have to trash that. It's only going to cost them 2 with the bad pub. It's not that bad. They could run again, but the fact that we didn't res maybe makes them think that it doesn't matter. And they, like, this is going to be really expensive for them. That this corporate town, the second one actually might stick. Oh, they're actually charging the server. Okay, thinking. So this one's going to cost them 3. This one's going to cost them 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So even this alone is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they can't afford to trash this, so we don't actually need to res this. I hope they go through. I really do hope they go through. Because they're using their overmind counters, right? I guess they could click through something. Oh, that changes the math. Oh, shit. That does change the math. Because they have always be running. Oh, fuck. We should have resed that. That's okay. We'll just friends in high places it back. Yeah, goofed. Oh, we goofed that. Because if we res this, they would be at 4 credits. We couldn't fast advance, but that's fine. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, well, we misplayed that. That seems like a safe trash, but we're just going to pull 2 of them back, and they have to deal with both of them on this turn. Right? Like, I think that's all we do. Credit, and then put 2 of these back on the table. Now they have to deal with both of them, and they just don't have the money to do it. Other option is credit, and put Jackson back. And actually, that's probably better. Credit. We're going to go to 4 cards in HQ, but, like, it didn't work out last time. It's probably not going to work out this time. So we'll put this back into server 1. Friends in high places devious. And then we'll put Jackson into a new remote. And then we're kind of good. We could also put another corporate town, but I'm pretty confident they can't get into the server. Like, they just don't have the money, obviously. And that means we're going to be able to trash, like, they just have to click Armitage 3 turns, 3 times this turn, just to have a chance of coming back at the server. And we'll get this 3-pointer out of hand, which is pretty good, putting us on 4 points. And that's pretty sweet. I don't think they'll run HQ. Yeah, they blanked always be running, so I think this turn is just a money turn. That makes a lot of sense. They also could play current. Yeah, I think sitting on the Armitage code busting makes the most sense. Playing a data folding I don't think is the right play, because you still can't get into the server, but maybe they did the math. New remote. Advance. Res. We have to get rid of this one, so let's get a Project Atlas. And that puts counter 5 on this and scores it. And now we have as much money as they do, which is pretty sweet. And they have to deal with this, or we're going to trash the last always be running. And then they're actually in a really bad spot. Yeah, man, Friends in High Places is so good. And that's the thing, is like, if you only run Oberth, there's only so many threats in your deck. But with, like, Friends in High Places, there's so many threats they have to deal with. There's just so many threats. Like, it's this. It could be quarantine systems. Then they have to watch out for the June bugs. It's going to be really, really rough. They're running Jackson Howard, which they can't afford to trash. I'm okay with using this just because we get friends Jackson, which is really good. Recurring your friends is super great. Like, using a Jackson and not pulling back a friends always feels really bad. And they just ran that. Use one of their clicks. This corporate sales team is definitely going to fire again. I don't know what their hand size is, but I think we want to get rid of always be running 100% because now they actually have to use overmind tokens on everything. And again, we are running swordsman, and if that goes through, they're in a really bad spot. We also now can find an Oberth, put in the server, something like that, and then fast advance. Also, we do just have Trickle Light, so if we draw an Atlas, which we have only one more in the whole deck, it's not so good. Install advance, yeah, no, not so good. They just put Temujin in archives, which, like, I'm okay with this, considering that we are playing high-risk investment, so investing in them is like investing in us. It's really not that bad. Like, I don't actually think we trashed this one. Like, I think we let this go, because that's just giving us money. I guess no, if they don't have... No, that's probably reasonable. That's fine. Oh, wait, no, but now they can get into the server, can't they? But that's okay, we have an Oberth. We have an Oberth with no agendas. That's the thing, is like you put Oberth on top of a Project Junebug and you're a really good spot. I think there's nothing really we do here but click for credits. There was a chance that was the wrong trash. Maybe we should have thought about that farther, because now they can always be running through this. This is going to be 2 credits. This is going to be 3 credits. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can get into the server. Oh, and they're going to get even more money with data folding. So I think actually we just advance this just to make that harder. But then they'll always be running through this. And I guess it doesn't matter which one they always be running through, because they're both 4 strength. So we got to think. Okay, so it's going to be... They're going to have to blank this so they don't get pay that. So they're going to start the turn with 10 credits from data folding. They'll run this. This one's going to be if we can't afford to Reza, which we can't unless we use this token right now. If we can res this, this will be credit. And we should probably use this now, because I imagine they're going to trash this. But this should be credit. So this is 4 to trash. 4. This is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they can't even get into the server. They have 10. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I think we trashed the right thing. I think it's foolish for them to try, so I think we can just click for credits now. Or even just advance this. Nah, I think we can click for credits. Huh. We want to draw our agendas, but like we can't res HQ ice. Maybe this is good because we can res HQ ice. Let's see. Let's see what they do. I think we did our math right. I'm pretty sure they can't get into that server. I'm still out of water. I'm thirsty. Oh, Dirty Laundry. That's going to change it up a bit, but that's fine. They're going to get Cyberdecks. Technically, we shouldn't be purging there. But now they have 14, and now they can run this server, I think. So if we res this... Okay, well, we didn't consider Dirty Laundry. If we res this, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they can, and it's all their money. Which I'm okay with, because it's going to use their Overmind tokens. And we still have Oberth into Junebug. Which means they can't run this server ever, and the Oberth is going to be entirely safe. I guess they can, because they have massive hand size, but it's going to be like a huge upset. Okay, so that's 4. If we advance this, it would make it cost 2 more to get through the whole server. So let's see how close we are. No, they still could have done it. Yeah, they still could have done it if we advanced this, so that's fine. They've trashed 2 corporate towns so far. That's okay. We just got friends in high places, so we can just 100% pull it back, and I think that's what we're going to do. Which is, again, devious. The other option, of course, is put Project Junebug on top of an Oberth. If you're wondering why I'm not playing Paywall Implementation, it's because I'm pretty sure they're running Employee Strike, and that shuts down our ID entirely. So if we credit, just put those back. It's not like we're going to use them anytime soon, but we actually could if we like top deck an agenda, so maybe we need to do that. Oh man. Yeah, I feel okay about that. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, nah, it's not actually worth it. Yeah, too late. Stop it. Stop it. Stop trashing your stuff. Because the thing is, we can't actually afford to do any of that fast advance stuff. We just don't have enough money. So, this is kind of a waste. So hopefully they career fair, like what they can career fair Temujin on here. We could just res this to trash it, but again, I don't mind that they're getting money so much. Yeah, it'll get into server 1. But like, we can now just click for all the money. We're not going to purge that time. You got to mix it up, right? Accessing archives. Okay. Accessing archives again. They're just clicking for credits. So we just made 13 credits that turn. It's some absurd amount of money. And we could res this just to spite trash the Temujin. Which doesn't sound good. Like, we want to be fast advancing as much as possible. Oh, well, we could have done it, right? And just traded this into this. Oh, no, we can do it now and they'd have to trash it. But they can afford to trash it, right? Like, they totally can afford to trash it. So I think we wait because next turn we can fire this. I think we just want to put this in a remote. Just because if they do run it, we have credits. They'll lose. They'll lose the game. Oh no, they won't, right? This will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's actually not that good. It's honestly not that good. I don't think we do that. I guess we get a card out of hand. Is this that good? It'll do 8 damage, but we sacrifice a 3-pointer. Which seems like a bigger deal. Oh, man, false lead. Not the greatest card right now. If this was a 2-pointer, we would have been golden. I think we just need money, right? So we can click for 13, which is good, but there's not much we can actually do with it. I think we actually afford to play a single paywall implementation and just keep the other one for the current. Maybe we could have done that a while ago, because we're holding 2 with them, right? Judge. Whatever. So what do we do here? Like, we have so many ways to fast advance. We have Trickle Light, we have Oberth in hand, we have corporate sales, the corporate towns on the table. We just don't have the agendas. And yeah, Fast Track is probably good in this deck, but it seems a bit slow. But it actually probably isn't slow, because if we Fast Track now, I think we could still fast advance. 14 cards left in the stack, so they definitely... Oh, they need to install another Overmind. That's interesting. That makes this a bit more expensive. So we could just trade the government takeover for a false lead. Or this. No, we install... Yeah, we install, forfeit this, and then we have 1 click left. And then we can always just false lead them at some point, which is kind of cool. I don't know whether we want to trade this for this. I think it's fine, right? It's actually totally fine. Yeah, trading agendas is fine, because I don't think we're actually going to score this, and this is actually a better agenda. Yeah, we can always just false lead them to stuff their Temujin, especially because they're relying on click. Like, it actually seems pretty good. So we don't even have to advance. Yeah, we have to advance this once. So that's... Oh, no, but then we're short 1 credit. We're fucking short 1 credit. So we install, we advance, and then we can't res this because we're actually short a credit. I can't believe we're short 1 credit. Oh, man, we should have played this paywall. Huh. That sucks. Well, they have to trash both of them, too, so... Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to play the current. Oh, 1 more. There. Oops. Okay, we're 1 credit short from doing something pretty cool. Getting that false lead out was actually pretty dope. Still don't have any water. Drug dealer is going to be stopped, so they're running this turn. I think they're actually going to go in for that. Maybe that was the turn that we should have used all our credits on this guy, our high-risk investment, instead of clicking for credits. They probably should, considering they're going to spend all their money trashing this thing, and they're going to have to put down another Overmind. It's going to be pretty expensive. So yeah, we probably just should have used high risk and not been that conservative about it. That's Overmind with 6, 6, so they're going to use 1/3 of it on this run alone. And they're going to be using, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 credits. And they still have to be able to deal with this. They play Turning Wheel. And they don't run. Okay, well, we got to zoom in. Oh, my face was in front of everything for such a long time. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh, dang it. Why do I never realize these things? Okay. All right. Well, we don't have an Oberth, so we can't actually fast advance this one. Wait, actually, can we? Can we install advance event, sacrifice for 4? No, we're 1 short. Actually, we can fast advance this. Holy shit, we can fast advance this. Right? Install, advance, res, trickle light. Yeah, we can. That seems good. Wow, this is why you play Jemison, huh? New remote. Advance. It's going to make the server easier to get into, but whatever. Now, I think they're going to focus on HQ and R&D, so this is probably fine. Hostile takeover. Counters. 3. Score. And then Trickle Light. 2. Let's go. I think Trickle Light's super good in this deck. And now we just need to top deck the last Hostile Takeover. Or Trickle Light this out, or just... Yeah, now the problem is these are bad, because we're not actually going to fire them at any point, because we have, like, nothing good to get rid of. There's some new agendas coming out. I don't want to spoil anything. If you want to look into them, so be it. But there's some cool agendas coming out that make this ability a lot better too. But we have nothing to advance just because we have all of these. Which is cool if I guess if we run a mid-season stack, right? We can pop one of these. They have an Inti. That's going to help them a lot. Running here. Can't afford to res it. They might get a 1-pointer. It's not that big of a deal. Our paywall is probably going to fizzle right here. Oberth Protocol, they have to trash that. Oh, the access paywall. Okay, now they're charging the server, so now they can just pay money with Inti, which is probably fine. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just need to get that hostile, right? Crap. I don't think we played that perfectly. Like, we could have done a lot better, I think. We definitely could have done that a lot better. Yeah, because getting rid of this is a problem. Now they have Inti, like, that's cool. It's gonna help them. They have to pay all the money for this, and that, like, stops the high-risk investments, but whatever. If we top deck a hostile takeover, we win the game. Oberth isn't that good, all things considered. If we draw too hard, we're gonna... Oh, they can't actually charge the server, so if we put this in here, can they get in? They could always click through this, and this is gonna be 1 credit. This is gonna be thinking, right? Okay, so, like... How many of the dirty laundries are gone? They could have 1 in hand. And let's just assume they have 1 in hand. If they run here, okay, so at the beginning of the turn, this will break even, so they gain 6 credits. If they dirty laundry, they have 7, 8, 9, and then they can run this. This is, if they need to do this, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can get into the server. So they definitely can get into that server. Otherwise, we could just put this down. Let's draw one, see if we get... That's good. That makes the server harder to get into. So we can draw again. We might flood up on HQ. Friends and High Places is really good. I think. Putting that on there is expensive. Do we put this down? Like 2, 3, 4. That puts them on 4 agenda points, which doesn't make them that closer to winning. And if they don't run this, they lose. And I think we want them to run this. I don't think it's that bad if we let this one go. That's the problem though, it's like these are the only ones we can fast events with, so we need smaller agendas. Like, again, the future looks good for this archetype. Yeah, it's going to take so much for them to get into the server that it might not be worth it. Let's see if this goes through. If it goes through, we win. Again, if we had 1 more credit and we did that false lead combo thing, that'd be super good because we'd have a false lead scored and we would also have the high risk score the next turn, I think. Like, if we were 1 credit short, the game would have been so different. That's why I think this ability is really fun to play. Ooh, they're playing Freedom. 1 click left. Oh, I think we got it. Yeah, we just won the game. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Access Spiderweb from HQ. Access Oberth Protocol. They're forced to trash that for 1 credit because of the bad pub. And turn is on us. And I think that server was just good enough. Good game. That was a good game. Shit, that was exciting. I'm sorry I blocked all those resources. A lot of them didn't matter. They had a Temujin. Thanks. You too. You can do fast events. You can do some really cool fast events. You can build taxing servers. You can play the what's behind the ice game that like HB does, because all these things have to be trashed or dealt with. Like, they're very exciting. I'm super into these IDs. I'm telling you, this deck almost never reses Oberth. Everything else is so much better. Like, Oberth is definitely good, but if you've seen the last 3 games that have been on this channel, I don't think it resed Oberth once. Like, just having Corporate Town and then the other one, Quarantine Systems, is basically good enough. Because this is basically, if you're playing resources, and a lot of people depend on resources, this is like a biotic labor that is 5 to trash behind ice, and you have to deal with it or you lose the game. I like that so much. I like that so much. And Oberth is good. Oberth on top of Junebug is good. Jemison is really super fun, totally. I had the Junebug into Oberth in hand, but with all that hand size, yuck. Because that's the thing also, is like we can put Junebug on top of Oberth, and if they run it, we sacrifice this and do 8 damage, which doesn't kill them, and then we sacrifice 3 points, which is not very good. So And also, ending the game with 2 of these tokens is a huge mistake. We should have been using them. Most of all, thanks so much for watching. Jemison's a lot of fun, so I'm hoping this channel doesn't become a Jemison channel entirely. But thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. There's videos every weekday night and live stream Thursday Eastern 8:45. Eastern Thursday 8:45. That was the worst order to do that in. Thanks so much for watching. Ciao.